How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the latest edition of Western Wednesdays. And today's film I'm going to be watching is Mclintock with John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara. Now originally I was to be watching The Sons of Katie Elder, but I was unable to find a file or an area to watch it on, so I'm hoping maybe at a later date I'll get a chance to watch it. But yeah, I wasn't able to source a copy of the film. So I said I'd go with another John Wayne one. This is Mclintock, which is another one a few people have mentioned. Obviously, I've seen the two of these, O'Hara and Wayne, together in The Quiet Man last year at St. Patrick's Day, which was very good. So I think this is kind of a comedy western as well. So yeah, looking forward to checking it out. But guys, I do have a Patreon page. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to support the channel further. And just a quick shout out to my patrons, to Ravi, to JM63, to Mary, to Blaze, to Jared, to Jenny, to Gigi Gooding, and to Mihal. Thank you so much for the support. But with that said, let's watch Mclintock. John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara. Yeah, they were great in The Quiet Man. Mclintock. Oh, Patrick Wayne. He was in Shenandoah, which I watched last week. Which unfortunately, I've already gone through what happened with that video. Bruce Wayne, Michael Wayne. Is he related to John? Okay, Mclintock. This is the house. Is John Wayne Mclintock? Probably.
Lord to goodness, not again.
He tripped in the step.
Howdy, Drago.
Morning, Curly.
Makes 7 times this month he come home, Swoggles.
6.
7?
6. Once was his birthday. That don't count. Give me my bucket.
Sweet, what, drunk?
For breakfast for 2 raw eggs and a mug of honey.
No.
Curly,
Yes, boss.
The Duke.
don't say it's a fine morning or I'll shoot you.
Well, he doesn't like the
Get out of here,
mundaneness of the same thing every day, every greeting.
Carlos, what are you doing up there?
I hope I get it this time, Mr. Mclintock.
What, the
My
hat?
brothers, they got the big hats already.
All right, let them have at it.
What, he stopped him getting the hat up?
Get over it.
Did you let me drive? You promised me you would sometime.
No, yeah.
Boss, you better watch that turn off the road. You're gonna kill both of us one of these days.
Oh my god. That is a lot of cattle. Jeez, I tell you, westerns are great and all, but like, God, like herding that much cattle, that'd be some daunting, difficult, grinding, energy-sapping work to get whatever needs to be done, get them through whatever location you're taking them to.
Bound all the way to Kansas City.
Oh, this is Mclintock as well. Is it? Is it a business or is it actually just a town or an area?
Bunny? Yeah. I knew where I'd seen his face before.
He's an old timer. He's just been around town a couple of years.
Oh, you have no milk of human kindness.
Morning, Mr. Mclintock.
Okay, so he is.
Morning, Bunny.
Well, I can see you're in good health.
Never felt better. Contrary to what you may hear.
Mclintock, he's pronouncing
My
it.
kidneys ain't what they used to be, and my liver's been leaving me business.
Drago?
Right.
Hello, Ben.
Hey, Mclintock.
Drago, throw that in the buggy.
Yes, sir. The scrubby bunch of Sooners, huh?
They are at that.
That ought to make Douglas happy, lining his pockets with land fees.
What are we gonna do?
I don't know what you're gonna do, Ben. Me, I do nothing.
200 families. Quarter of beef a week.
It's like an
per
angry
family.
Kaka.
They last 2 years. That
Former
could be
Brazilian
a sizable
footballer.
number.
I got 20 head to 1 of any other brand on the Mesa Verde. I'm not hollering.
Some of us haven't got all the money in the world. Some of us ain't old and tired and feel like being put upon.
You interest me, young Ben. Go on.
So the first time I find one of our hides wearing our brand hung on one of them settlers' fences, I aim to kill me a plowboy. You do what you want, Mclintock. We'll do what we want.
Fellas my age generally
Clashing-
call me GW or Mclintock.
Clashing rivalry, maybe?
Youngsters call me Mr. Mclintock.
Youngsters have no
All right,
respect anymore.
Mr. Mclintock. Not because I'm afraid of you. You're the big he-stud of this country. And I reckon a fella my age should call you mister.
Full grown now, GW. He's a half owner of the spread. I made him a full partner the day the doc gave me the long face.
Well, you want him to vote the first time this territory becomes a state, don't you?
Of course I do.
If these settlers get burned out, there'll be a lot of hollering that this country's too wild to be a state. We'll go on being a territory some more, with a lot of political appointees running it according to what they learned in some college where they think that cows are something you milk, Indians are something in front of a cigar store. I'm looking to you to hold young Ben down.
I'll do what I can.
Like a battle of the generations, almost.
Come on over to the house once in a while. We'll rack up a few hands of stud.
GW, that'll be just fine.
It's a nice morning, ain't it, boss?
Everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
Like that again, eh?
So it's okay with, it's a nice morning, but not
About
it's
1,000
good
head.
morning.
I figure they'll bring about 1,250.
They're not as fat as I'd like to ship. They all off the North Range?
Yes, sir.
Something caught his eye.
Settlers. Every one of them with a plow and a Bible. Not the slightest idea what the range is for.
I suppose it's good to have different people, you know, in a city bring different attributes to the town.
People! Come on, all of you, gather round. People, come on, gather round.
I'm Mclintock. You people plan to homestead and farm the Mesa Verde.
Yes, sir. The government give us each 160 acres.
The government never gave anybody anything. Some years back, a lot like you came in. You had a pretty good first year, good summer, easy winter. But the next year, the last rain was in February. And by June, even the jackrabbits had sense enough to get off the mesa.
Folks, do you know who that is? That's Mclintock. George Washington Mclintock.
I told him that, Douglas.
He controls the water rights on
George
200
Washington
square
Mclintock.
miles of range. You know that lumber you got? It came from his land, cut by his loggers and milled in his mills.
Douglas, I come close to killing you a couple of times when we were younger. Saddens me I didn't.
Can you imagine a man who owns all that? Oh, and mines too, I forgot to mention them. All
He's
that. And he's begrudging poor people
being
a
condescending.
measly 160 acres.
That right, Mr. Mclintock? You begrudge us a little free land?
There's no such thing as free land. If you make these homesteads go, you'll have earned every acre of it. But you just can't make them go on the Mesa Verde. God made that country for buffalo. Serves pretty well for cattle. But it
So he wants to
hates
keep
the
it
plow.
preserved as a wild area, kind of.
And even the government should know that you can't farm 6,000 feet above sea level.
Any trouble, Mr. Mclintock?
No trouble, Jeff.
Just stating facts. So he's a lot of them against him at the moment,
How
it
about
seems.
you, Douglas?
Douglas. Just plain Douglas, eh? And you call him Mr. Mclintock. Why?
Well, Douglas, I guess it's because he earned it.
There's a lot of resentment to Mclintock. But it's like that, whoever's in power, you want to take him down and take over, don't you? That's why politics just never works.
Yeah?
Regardless of who's in government,
with cattle, Mr.
the opposition parties are going to hate him, even if you're doing something that they would have done.
enough. You come in with those Sooners?
Well, yes, sir, but we don't have a homestead.
Can't use you.
Damn AIDS.
Tough life, ain't it, Sonny?
Watching this on YouTube, that's why there's ads in it.
Hell, ain't much future in being a farmer around these parts.
I'd love to act in a Western film. Well, I have to say, I haven't seen all of them, I've only seen a few, but modern Westerns have a different feel to the old style ones.
Oh, excuse me, please. Look around, take your time.
Certain
There you
vibe
go.
of
I got 1,000 Havana cigars and 12 of those hats for
atmosphere
you.
about the older Westerns.
Well, big hats ain't gonna
Something
last
unique
long.
about
The way
it.
Some folks have been dipping into that red eye these days.
Uh-oh. Good morning, GW.
Good morning. I stole some stick candy.
Please, help yourself. Come on in.
Stick candy.
Davy, you can forget about saddling up the horse. Come in here.
Problem?
Yes.
Well, if I were blacks, I'd move Queen's Bishop to King 4.
Never learned to play chess.
Yeah, you might be right. You know, I was just starting to work this out when the letter came.
Letter?
It was...
What happened? Don't you want it? Morning, Mr. Mclintock.
Morning, Davy.
You being here saved me a trip. Oh, that hat and suit of clothes you picked out for my birthday? Well, instead of this cowboy hat, I'd like to have this one. If it's, all right with you, sir.
Oh, it's all right with me, Davy. Of course, that looks like the kind of a hat a fella'd wear down Main Street to start a fight.
Oh, I don't need a city hat for that. All I have to do is
What's
walk
the letter
down
for?
the street and some wiseacre will call me an Indian, and just like that, the fight's on.
Davy, the letter, it's for you. And you are an Indian.
Yes, I know I'm an Indian. But I'm also the fastest runner in town. I've got a college education, and I'm the railroad telegrapher. But does anybody say...
What's he feel that like
"Hello,
they'll
college
just
man,"
won't
or
think
"Hello,
anything of him
runner,"
if they think
or
he's a Native
"Hello,
American?
telegrapher"? No, not even hello, knothead.
Davy,
It's always let the Indian do
will
it.
you go out in the store and help the ladies?
All right. I'm also bookkeeper, part-time clerk. Always let the Indian do it.
The lady brought that out here this morning, asked for it to be taken out to the home ranch for you. Handsome lady, kind of tall with red hair.
That's O'Hara.
Told me Mr. Birnbaum, just as if she'd never seen me before. And as if that veil that covered her face would keep me from recognizing her. I thought she was in New York or Europe or someplace.
So did I.
Jake, you better throw on a couple extra cases
She
of
an
the boss's
ex-girlfriend,
favorite
ex-wife, or
That stuff sure
his
gets
actual
used
wife?
up fast out at our place.
Be separated
Which
from him.
reminds me, you better start tapering off.
Catherine's in town.
Katie?
Catherine. This before or after? Well, this is 61. Quiet Man was mid-50s, so this is a couple of years after it. I think there's another Western they did together as well, if I'm not mistaken. I remember reading the cast and seeing the two of them on it.
Morning, Mr. McClintock.
I can't recall what one that was though.
Good morning.
Hello, Matt.
Some good-looking ladies.
Morning, GW.
What are you doing in here? Why aren't you out at the desk?
Helping out the bartender.
Yeah, I see a busy day. Give me the key to room 17.
What?
17, and don't advertise it.
Here they come, Mr. McClintock.
Tom gossips.
Set 'em up.
Here.
Oh, okay.
Day
Must
off?
be an understanding he has with him.
Off day.
Wonder what he's so preoccupied about.
Haven't you heard? No, what? Katie's back in town.
Katie? Yes, dear. The social arbiter. Well, hi, Sonny.
Good morning.
Oh,
He sure is a quiet one.
Mr. McClintock, I don't want to bother you.
I'm sorry, boy. I
Not a
told
good time.
you no job.
She'll be taken aback by this now that he just came in. Or maybe was she expecting it?
Catherine.
George Washington Mclintock.
I thought you'd want this.
She knows the colour of our country, the green.
First dig of the spur. But who am I to upset your plans? But you feel kind of silly.
I never feel silly.
It's because you have no sense of humor. Why couldn't we sit down in the hotel dining room and talk about whatever it is you want to talk about? Or why
She wanted
couldn't
him
you
up
just
here.
come over to the house?
And have everybody know that we're meeting.
Everybody knows, and what's the difference? We're married.
Oh, so they are
That
married,
is
okay.
something I should like to change.
You know the answer, Katie. That isn't why you sent for me. Let's get to the rat killing.
That's just the kind of remark
Rat
that's
killing?
always endeared you to me.
Let us open the discussion.
Very well. Our daughter is coming home in a few days.
The daughter.
Now she's coming here. It was just a slip of the tongue that made me refer to this ugly hamlet as home.
Our daughter. Is it so hard to say her name? It's Becky.
Rebecca. I hate that name. Anyway, she's coming home. And I hope to persuade you to let her live with me. Part of the time in the capital, part of the time in New York, and of course, Newport.
She seems a bit posh compared to him.
You're whistling in the wind, Katie.
If she stays here, she'll become just as crude and as vulgar as all of this country.
And if she goes your way, she'll be all show and no stay.
See, she's more judgmental than he is, it seems.
No go, Kate.
I hate you. Oh, how I hate you.
Half the people in the world are women. Why does it have to be you that stirs me?
Animal.
That's the story. I saw your picture in the paper at the governor's ball. You were dancing with the governor.
At least he's a gentleman.
I doubt
Or is it
that.
the position that she
You
likes?
have to be a man first before you're a gentleman. He misses on both counts.
On good terms then, the two of them. But yeah, it seems like maybe she's looking for kind of the all these high-profile figures, and sees this as like riffraff kind of.
Hey, boy, you got a pocket your pride.
Like that guy, for example.
Hey, you better listen to an expert, sonny. I'm telling you, you got to grovel. Human nature gets him every time.
Mister, leave me alone.
Yeah, is that what you did?
Everybody does it one way or another.
Look where it got you, I should say. Oh, I'm being judgmental. Being as bad as
I already
Patrick.
told you, son, I've got no need for farmers, or use for them.
Just 1 minute, Mr. Mclintock. My father died last month. That's how come we lost our homestead. I've got a mother and a little sister to feed. I need that job badly.
What's your name?
Devlin Warren.
Well, you got a job, son. See my home ranch foreman. He's out at the corral.
I thought it'd be like towards the end of the film before he'd actually get a job or get a role with him.
Step down off of that carriage, mister.
What? What the fuck are you doing? Oh, hey, leave the horse alone. Did he not give you a
I've
job?
been punched many a time in my life, but never for hiring anybody.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. Never begged before. Turn my stomach. I suppose I should have been grateful you gave me the job.
Gave? Boy, you got it all wrong. I don't give jobs, I hire men.
You intend to give this man a full day's work, don't you, boy?
You mean you're still hiring me, Mr. McClintock? Well, yes, sir. I mean, I'll certainly deliver a fair day's work.
For that, I'll pay you a fair day's wage. You won't give me anything, and I won't give you anything. We both hold up our heads.
Very generous
Where
of
do you
him.
live?
The settlers' encampment, down by the mine.
That's your plug?
Yes, sir.
Well, hop on him, and we'll go get your gear.
Like, guy attacks him and he's still willing to hire him, give him the job. Mclintock is as bad as people think he is. You're missing the saddle, man, your horse. That's a lovely mule.
Morning, Mr. McClintock.
Morning, Mr. Poor Boy.
I'm sure that all you fine people are interested in knowing just what portion of this new land will be your new home. Oh,
Wait, they're still going through with it?
McAllister, since you've been more or less the leaders of our group, I'd like to have you come up and check the exact
I thought
location.
McClintock said that it wasn't going to be happening.
Won't be a minute, sir.
Or maybe the area that they wanted, he said no
Go
to.
after that boy and give him $30. Tell him McClintock pays these riders a month in advance.
From the looks of things, they could sure use it, too.
Oh, Mom?
It's Mr. Drago.
Well, and what do we owe this visit from the cattle baron?
I've got a touch of hangover, bureaucrat. Don't push me.
Captain will probably get on with that guy.
Say, those are Indians. Are there Indians in this homestead land?
Friendly Indians, my boy.
Oh, Macklin.
Oh, running buffalo. Oh, Macklin. Long time we don't get drunk together.
And it's gonna be a lot longer time. Because it's against the law and you're with the sheriff.
And if I got my hands full, they came into town to meet the train. The old Indian chiefs are coming home.
I heard they'd been pardoned.
They don't know when it's arriving, this week, next week, or next month. So in the meantime, I've got to do something with them. Could I cut out a couple of headier steers to feed them? Otherwise, some of these settlers' milk cows are going to disappear.
That's right, Macklin.
Cut out whatever you need.
Sheriff, are you going to camp these savages with all these settlers? You're asking for trouble.
Mr. Douglas, I already have plenty of trouble. Please stay off my back.
Everyone seems to be trouble is your man himself.
Over to the clay slide.
Close.
He's too high and mighty.
Mr. Macklin?
Tiny Mouse, it's nice to see you. You wouldn't believe it now, but 20 years ago, she was a mighty handsome maid.
20 years ago, you thought so too, Mr. Douglas.
Kind of a bit tongue-tied, didn't it?
It was just like this. I had a dead beat on old running buffalo.
I thought for a second he actually was aiming an actual rifle at them. I was like, what the hell are you doing,
trouble
man?
in the 40s. Remember?
I remember.
Hey,
Everything seems to be so,
I want to tell you something come directly from him.
everyone getting on, fine.
No. Where'd you get this?
That boy's mama baked them. You thinking the same thing I am? She's a widow on the boss, and she's got a long, hard road off.
Hire her.
I always said you had a heap of sense.
Mr. McClintock, this is my mother.
Your mother?
I know.
And my sister.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. McClintock.
She aged like a fine wine.
This is my boss, and he has few choice words to say about your biscuits.
Yes, Mr. McClintock?
Huh?
They're good.
They're great. Well, you old Ken-knees reprobate, how about it?
Fire me? I'd kill myself.
I'm not talking about firing you, I'm retiring you. You've been rustling food for us for 30 years. We're gonna put you out to pasture. All you'll have to do is give advice. Be one of the family.
I'd kill myself.
I may save you.
Don't think he's getting what he's getting. Don't think you get what he's saying.
I'll cut off your pigtail, and you ain't never gonna get to heaven.
I'll be one of our family.
I give you my solemn word.
Pretty clumsy family. Drink too much. Get in fights. Yell all the time.
Cut off his pigtail.
All right, I'll be one of our family.
That was easy. I wonder will Catcher get jealous of the young lad's mother?
This is such a big house, it'll take me a while to get used to things. Now, please don't hesitate to tell me if anything is wrong.
No bird's nest soup. Otherwise, it's fine. Everything on nicely.
Who's
Finally,
having it,
fine.
ma'am?
Best apple pie ever had.
Curly's right, ma'am. Hated to leave that last bite. Shall we celebrate with a drink?
We always call apple pie apple tart over here.
Alice, you want to help too?
I'm not a fan of it though. I like apples, but I'm not a fan of the crumble or anything like that. Cherry pie. I want to try cherry pie. I know it's a very traditional American dessert. I would love to try that. Cherry pie.
Don't seem possible one woman could use all them clothes.
You keep a civil tongue in your unprepossessing face.
Yes, ma'am.
And unload my baggage, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, she's a
By
bit of
the
a
way,
bitch.
what does that word unprepossessing mean?
She's like, oh, the riffraff, I must deal with.
Miss Mclintock.
Oh, hello, Carlos. Run and help the driver with my luggage.
Ooh, we're gonna have a collision course
I
here.
couldn't trust anyone else in this house to do anything correctly.
Luggage? Give him a hand, Curly.
Yes, boss. Mr. McClintock?
Are you moving back in?
Yes, but
'Cause-
nothing has changed except my place of residence. And I'd be willing to put up with savages rather than be denied the company of my daughter. And I'm proving that by moving in here.
Mr. McClintock.
I could hear the
since it's
Irish
my
accent
first
coming
day,
through there. My
Would you
daughter.
excuse me if I,
Go ahead. Oh, Catherine, this is Deb Warren. Joined the outfit today.
Please, ma'am.
Thank you. Well, how refreshing. A polite young man here. Where did he come from?
He's a farmer.
A farmer?
Well, I'll be doggone. Kate, welcome home.
What on earth are you doing in that idiotic-looking outfit? And don't
That's a nice
call me
greeting.
Kate.
That's my butling suit. I'm butling for the boss. And I'm sorry, Catherine, that Kate kind of slipped out from the times I remembered you as being nice.
Are you going to stand there with that stupid look on your face while the hired help insults your wife?
He's just ignorant. He doesn't know any better than to tell the truth. And I can't help this stupid look. I started acquiring it as you gained in social prominence.
Mrs. McClintock?
Maybe she made a mistake coming back.
Put him
Wasn't he in the
master
Searchers, that
bedroom.
bald guy? Shit, missed that.
Yes. But move Mr. McClintock's things into another room. Oh, the one back of the stairs would be best so that he can't wake up the entire household when he comes home every night
Oh.
just before daybreak.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, excuse me. Here's your cigars, Mr. McClintock.
I am Mrs. McClintock.
Kate, Catherine, this is the cook. This is the lady does the cooking for us.
Mrs. Warren, Mrs. McClintock.
How do you do?
Very pleased to meet you, Mrs. McClintock. Very pleased.
Likewise.
You see,
Yeah,
I
I
just
think
came
so.
to work here today, and I guess I jumped to the conclusion that this was a bachelor's household.
It is, and then again it isn't. I will explain so everything will be quite clear, Mrs. Wallace. Oh,
Mrs. Warren.
Mrs. Warren, it has been a bachelor's household for quite some time. And it will be again just as soon as I am out of here, which will be as quickly as I can make arrangements to take my daughter back east with me.
Yeah, is that going to happen though? Because she wants to come here.
From school in a few days, and then we'll be off together, and you can return to conducting yourself as you consider proper in a bachelor's household.
Katie.
Shut up! Until then, I am mistress in this house, and I will give the orders. I want my breakfast served.
She plays a bitch well, I have to give her that.
Breakfast in bed.
No.
One poached egg, tea, toast. Oh, GW. As soon as my things are put away, I want to talk to you about Rebecca.
Yes, Mrs. McClintock. Indeed, Mrs.
Your Majesty.
The toast, lightly browned and unbuttered.
Yeah, I don't like my toast buttered either.
Wait a minute now, boss. Where you think you're going?
I just remembered I got a date.
But she said she want to have a talk with you.
I heard.
Don't leave them to suffer. He looks terrified.
Good evening, Lem.
Evening, Mr. Mack. Yep. Say, Mr. Mack, what does unprepossessing mean?
I was called that once, Lem. Looked it up in the dictionary. It's best you don't know what it means.
Uh-huh. Thank you. You hurt?
I'm sure he was referred to that by her as well, possibly.
Hey! What am I going to tell her when she asks where you went?
When in doubt, tell the truth. She wouldn't expect that from you anyway.
Where's Mr. McClintock gone?
There he goes, burning his last bridge. You see a yellow streak about a foot wide running up down his backbone.
Well, Mr. McClintock? He ain't afraid of nothing.
I once thought that.
He was smart and quickly walked away as if he was doing something else.
Drago?
Yes, ma'am.
Was that,
He took off, lit out.
I told him I wanted to talk to him.
Yes, ma'am. I was standing right over here when you said it, and I was standing right out there on those front steps when he walked up to a horse, grabbed a hunk of mane, stepped up on him, and sunk spur.
Where did he go?
Last
He
time
didn't
I saw
say.
him, he's going east. But you know him, he's allowed to go north, south, or west.
Get me a carriage.
Yes, ma'am, but
But what?
Shut up.
maybe you shouldn't follow him into maybe where he's going into.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but I wish I hadn't have said it.
I'll just get the carriage.
Yes, ma'am.
I feel for him. Gregor?
What happened?
It's the Bruce.
Baruch.
Hitch it up. She wants to go to town.
But Mr. McClintock never said anything to me about it.
Look, young fella, I'm the ramrod around this place, and you better start giving me a yes, sir. You're gonna get the roof of this house pulled down on your head.
Yes, sir.
He's like, I have authority over someone. I feel good now.
Hello, Davy. Hi, Mr. McClintock. No room, eh? Big, please.
Hello, Bunny. How is everything?
Oh, fine, fine, Mr. McClintock. I'll get you next time.
What'll it be, Mac? Same as usual?
Definitely gets a nicer greeting from those women than he does from his wife.
Evening, GW. Jake?
Wrong move.
What?
Chest problem. Queen's in danger.
See that, man? I was thinking he was trying to do the chess game. I recognize her face. I think I've seen her in something before.
I suppose you can do that.
Oh, found him.
Camille, you're on your own.
Mr. McClintock?
I'm Camille. Camille Reedbottom. I'm,
Sizing her up like, look at this piece of
Thought it
nothing.
would give me something to pass the time. See, I have nothing to do all day long, and I just remembered something.
Yeah, just go. It's not worth it. Oh!
Catherine, I didn't hear you come in.
Mr. McClintock, I told you that I wanted to talk to you.
Not now.
Could I get you a glass of sherry, Catherine?
Oh, thank you, Mr. Birnbaum. I could use one. I came into town behind a runaway team.
Drago never could handle horses.
It was that young man whose mother pretends to be your cook.
Catherine, your wife.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Birnbaum. Now, Mr. McClintock, we have an awful
It was like a mini little battle with that.
First thing I learned about Indian fighting was to wait for daylight.
What has our conversation got to do with Indian fighting?
Indian fighting is good experience for our kind of conversations.
Oh.
It'll wait, Catherine.
Evening, Sheriff. Mr. McClintock, we had quite a ride out here. Oh, I finally got that team settled down.
Sure move.
No, it's your move. I just cast it.
Now, look here. You're not going to sit here all night long and play chess when the matter of our daughter remains unsettled.
I am going to remain here and play chess, and the matter of our daughter is settled. She stays.
Oh, such stubbornness.
Catherine, your hair.
Oh, it is a mess after that awful ride.
No. It's just that I haven't seen you for a long time. And it seems to me the last time I saw you, your hair was a little darker, no? It's a funny thing the tricks a man's memory will play, huh?
Mr. Birnbaum, I think that you've completely lost your mind.
You have done something to your hair.
I have not. Had it been none of your business.
I'm throwing a drink in his
I'm not
face.
going to put myself in the place of those blondine trollops that you seem to prefer.
Take it.
Oh, that's another one.
Fill it.
Oh.
He knows. He's got experience. They still there?
Good morning.
You fellas still at it all night?
Mclintock never quits. But a Birnbaum has to. Besides, the game is over. You got me.
Oh, no, Mr. Birnbaum. You still got a good game.
Oh, you play chance.
Continue for him. Yeah.
Take off.
Pretty good.
Fair.
Well, looks like I won't have to come into town always to get a game. Remember, I'm a bad loser. It's your move.
Yes, sir.
Oh, if she caught him doing that. She's gonna be mad now that this got off the hat.
Good morning. Oh, it's not morning already.
Mm-hmm. Cup of coffee?
Oh, yes, thanks, Jake.
Yeah, she's
You're
being
welcome,
nice.
Catherine.
She called him Jake.
Got any cream?
Canned cow's milk.
That'll do.
Good
Maybe
old
there is a nice side to her.
That reminds me. I was cleaning out my desk the other day. I found something I wanted to return to you. Here it is. It's a medal. Remember? From the President of the United States of America to First Sergeant Michael Patrick Gilhooly for bravery above and beyond the call of duty.
She earned it?
It's your papa.
Oh.
Reminds me of the first time I ever saw you. It was over 17 years ago. You walked into my store, not much bigger than the bundle you were carrying. And in the bundle was the most beautiful baby I ever saw. And was she hungry? You walked all the way from Superstition Creek just to trade me that medal for a case of canned milk.
So her father was a war hero.
GW was off somewhere as usual, fighting Indians.
Sheriff? Sheriff Lord! Well, have you seen the sheriff?
Kind of early for him to try his house.
Why didn't I think of that?
Looks like Birnbaum's is open. Maybe somebody in here knows. So there you are, Sheriff. I told you you were headed for trouble. Trouble?
I want to know by whose authority you let those Indians stay in town.
By
Those
whose
savages
authority?
are wards of the
Why
government.
you doing
I am the
that?
representative of that
It's the
government.
voice alone.
He's
going to be an annoying.
Because the town's named after him,
Shit.
he thinks he owns it.
Well, you check the books in the recorder's office and you'll find I do own a fair piece of it. Agard, if you knew anything about Indians, you'd know that they're doing their level best to put up with our so-called benevolent patronage, in spite of the nincompoops that have been put in charge of it.
Those Indians need my permission to leave the reservation.
Those chiefs have been giving orders all their lives. It's pretty hard for them to understand that they have to hold up their hand like a schoolboy in a classroom.
The law is very clear.
I told you you'd get no satisfaction from these people. But we'll get the girl back.
Girl?
The girl the Indians kidnapped. But don't worry.
Her daughter?
I armed the settlers.
Or his
and sent
daughter?
them to
Or both their
round up
daughter?
those red devils.
What is this about a girl?
Millie Jones, one of the settlers' daughters.
The Indians kidnapped her.
That's ridiculous. And you turned loose a lot of farmers with shotguns?
I certainly did.
You're insane. Let's go, Sheriff.
Mr. Douglas,
Oh, Miss Mclintock.
much as I hate to agree with GW about anything, you haven't changed a bit. You're still an hysterical fool.
No, I thought she got on with him.
I'm into town. I got worried.
What about?
Thought maybe Katie shot you.
Not yet, Drago, but it took restraint.
Wait a minute. You better take Agard along. Not that he'll be much help.
Drago, have him on the horse.
Just a minute.
Well, I'll drive.
Yes.
Agard, what are you doing? Agard, this is serious. Stay with him, Agard. Stay with him.
She'll take the horse.
Agard, will you stop showing off and getting this buggy?
Mercy.
Mercy. That horse is a little green.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Just where do you
Pause
think
for
you're
1
going?
second.
Don't use that range, boss. Tone of voice with me.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Just where do you think you're going?
Don't use that range, boss. Tone of voice with me.
Showing who's boss anyway, between the two of them, and in front of all the other guys.
Headed for Mr. Poor Boy's mine. Mount up some riders.
Right, boss? You heard the man.
I don't like it, Mr. Mclintock. I don't like it one bit.
What don't you like?
They're planning to hang an Indian.
On what grounds? Holy crap.
Oh, Sheriff, very funny. Where's the whiskey?
Hold that.
What was it?
Not so fast, Mr. Boss of the whole country. Unless you want to wear a big hole in your middle.
How long is GW going to let that cheat-chalker push him around?
He's got a gun.
That cheat-chalker has a sawed-off shotgun.
Yeah.
How do you know she didn't wander off someplace or meet some fella or something?
What are you saying? That I didn't raise my girl right? That she'd wander off all night with some man?
There's a lot of things I'm not saying to you, mister. Well, you got a sawed-off shotgun in my middle. But how do you know this Indian had anything to do with it?
She's gone, ain't she? She's gone.
Pa! Pa! I'm over here! Pa!
Jeez.
Been looking for me, Pa?
Where you been, gal?
Young Ben took me for a sunrise ride, and the horse wandered away.
You come down over there.
Sure did.
She's telling the truth, Mr. Mclintock. We wasn't doing nothing.
Well, that's not important right now. The important thing is that you don't draw that hog leg, or this will be worse than Dodge City on Saturday night.
Is he going to apologize to the Native Americans? He's about to hang?
Now for this young whippersnapper.
Now, no harm has been done. And young Ben here is one of the nicest boys in the territory, so just put down that shotgun.
Yeah,
and forget
God
it.
almighty. Shut that guy up. No, hit it against his
You'll
gut.
all calm down.
Boss, he's just a little excited.
I know. I'm going to use good judgment. I
Yeah,
haven't lost
yeah,
my
do that
temper in
now.
40
Return
years.
the favor.
But Pilgrim, you caused a lot of trouble this morning. Might have got somebody killed. And somebody ought to belt you in the mouth. But I won't. I won't. The hell I won't.
Oh, what a punch. Holy mother of God. But completely deserved. It's just like, okay, let's just all fight now. But I mean, like, considering what he did, he nearly hung a guy. He's threatening Mclintock with the gun. Like, such a jumping to conclusions so quickly, you know? Dangerous levels of conclusions.
Hello, sir. Nice party.
You should enjoy watching the old fisticuffs.
Do you think we ought to?
Punch him.
What?
Oh, I thought you'd punch him. Oh! Holy goodness! And they're trying to take the territory from you.
Hey, just a minute. What do you get with my glasses? Hey, now stop this or you'll be sorry.
What the heck? He just like, did nothing in the end, just and it's gone. They'll all be down there at some point. Oh. Yeah, like that's the thing, there's so many of them fighting, you just hit your own men and your own friends as well.
Thanks. Ha-ha, it's very funny. Yeah, very funny.
She's doing more damage than anyone. She'll get knocked down as well. Just jump down from the sea and jumping down. I'm telling you, someone's gonna knock her down. Oh, there goes Mclintock. Seriously, we're not expecting that. It's like you haven't been there, go on, go down.
Nice left. Thanks.
Oof.
I went to college. For this, you don't need college. You're not getting me down there.
There. Oh. I knew it. What? She would have stuck up his backside.
Good morning to you, Mrs. Mclintock.
Buddy, you big...
Okay. Guys, I think you can call it quits at that.
Well, it's pretty hard to control yourself. Oh, Macklin! Oh, Macklin!
He's the only one who hasn't fallen down, it seems.
No whiskey. We go home.
He's very calm after almost being hung as well. Or hanged.
You and your friends. Well, we at least saved your hat.
No. No longer.
Where's everybody? Oh, for heaven's sakes.
It must have been a fun scene to shoot.
Drago, will you never learn how to handle a team?
Yes, ma'am, I'll sure try. I'll tell you that now.
Try me, family.
You want to lose your pigtail?
I lose face. Lousy lot of tips.
You want to lose more?
Look at his hair. It's like an afro.
Hey,
Or not an afro, but mohawk.
We could be a big help to one another.
Like what, may I ask?
Well, we could wash the mud off of each other. We used to have quite good times doing that sort of thing.
There are a lot of things we used to do. Good night, Mr. Mclintock.
Thought she was starting to mellow out a bit more. I guess she's still annoyed that he wants the daughter to live here.
Any luck?
What are you talking about?
I mean, divorce. She still want it?
Yeah.
You know something? Women are funny. She fought like a wildcat on your side out there this afternoon. Come home, she slams the door in your face. That divorce business, is that what you get when you pay a woman not to live with you?
That's about it.
Some women I've known it'd be worth it.
You know, if we had any moral character, we wouldn't be standing here covered with mud drinking when we should be washing.
GW.
Drago.
Miss Warren, these biscuits.
Oh, thank you, Drago.
Good morning, Mrs. Warren.
Good morning, Mr. Mclintock.
Breakfast for the boss?
If that's the way you want it, Mr. Mclintock.
Trying to keep the peace with everyone, Mclintock is.
One poached egg, tea, toast, lightly browned and
Buttered.
Why, Mrs. Mclintock, you have a black eye. I do. Ooh.
Oh, gee, she does.
Oh, and Becky's coming home today.
And that's not all. There's a little something we'd better get settled. There are no men listening now, so we can be ourselves. Oh, sure, I let you get away with all that guff the other night.
Oh.
But now that we're alone...
When I want the opinion of the hired help, I'll ask for it.
You know, you could wind up with two black eyes.
Oh.
Oh,
You
I
heard her.
realize you had to put on that big act. We always have to just before we get ready to forgive them. Generally for something they haven't done. But you and I both know that's just to keep them from getting the idea they run things. Mclintock give you that black eye?
No. Nobody gave it to me. I won it.
Morning, Davy.
Seeing sure we're active a bit.
Mr. Beach.
And you wonder, well, maybe if she sees the daughter being happy there with Mclintock in the town, will that kind of soften it for her as well? Even though she wants her not to stay here at the moment. See, it's not all bad, Catherine.
Why, Miss Becky, welcome home. Hi, Dad. My boy! Good to see you again.
Daddy!
Well,
It's been 2 long years.
I
He has fallen in love with her, the young lad.
Tomboy.
Oh, Becky. Mama! Oh, darling. I wasn't sure you'd be here.
Oh, I've been here a few days. And, oh, Becky, I've bought you 3 of the most beautiful dresses.
Uncle Drago! Oh!
Did you bring your old uncle a coming home present?
Sure did.
What is it?
A mustache cup. And what did you get me?
Prettiest Palomino pony that ever packed a saddle. Broke the stand, drowned, tie, and the gown.
Uncle Jake! Oh!
They're all uncles to her.
What are you doing in Mr. Douglas's tuba?
Oh, Mr. Douglas has had a little accident.
Here, I brought you a whole shipment of licorice sticks. But now that I've seen how
Ugh,
much you've
hate
grown,
licorice.
I think we better exchange
Hate
them
it.
for a couple of bolts of dress goods, huh?
Thank you.
Oh, the mayor was going to be here, but he had to go to the territorial capital on a horse theft matter. But I'm going to give his speech. Oh, and don't worry about the mayor. I'm sure that he can find a bill of sale for the horse. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to welcome the fairest... What am I doing? We are here to welcome back the prettiest girl that was ever born in Mclintock, or in any part of the territory.
hey, Davey!
Yeah?
Got something for you. Chargemaster up at the junction told me to let him ride, so I locked him in here. I've had my scalp a long time, and I aim to keep it.
The guy, your man is not going to be happy with this. The guy with the glasses and the other
And
fellow.
now she's come back to us. Gone are the pigtails, but the freckles are still on the prettiest face that was ever born in Mclintock.
Hey, that's Puma. And it's true. The government did turn them loose.
Good old Puma. I'll never forget when he brought G.W. home. Your father had a hole in his chest and 104 fever. Of course, they weren't very mannerly about it. He came past the house
Still
at
saved
a
him.
high lope and threw him on the doorstep.
And you do remember them good old days, don't you, Katie?
Catherine.
Yatta hey, my friends.
Yatta hey.
Puma, honored enemy.
Does big Mclintock forget? Also blood brother.
No, I'll never forget that.
All wound. Does it hurt still?
I feel it when it comes on to rain. An inch higher and I wouldn't have had to worry.
Big Mclintock, that was remembered fight. We return with news.
It's the second
our
consecutive
people have more
Wayne
trouble.
film where he's kind of an ally to the Native Americans.
You see, I learned good English now, Big Mclintock. Learned in white man's jail. But we would have you talk our cause at government hearing.
I understand that Governor Humphreys is going to preside at that meeting. Yes, Puma, I'll translate your wishes.
Mr. Mclintock, could I impose upon you to use your Comanche to tell these
Puma
chiefs...
is chief of the Comanches, and he speaks English very well.
Oh, well,
So ask him
your
yourself.
people will have to follow my instructions to the letter. It is the law of the land... Well, now, just a minute. Well, for heaven's sakes.
I don't think you're going to win this battle of uprooting them. Something wrong.
You wait here, honey. I'll get the bucket.
Go to the McClintock party?
Surely.
Will I see you there, Beth?
Of course, Davy, and you can have the first name.
Sis?
Don't want any sister of mine talking to strangers.
Davy's not a stranger. He clerks in burn barns.
He's an Indian.
Prejudice.
Darn you, Drago! Now look what you've done.
Baby, this is Devlin Warren. He works for you, Papa. Dev, this is Miss Becky McClintock.
He's going to take her, I tell you.
things. Yes, ma'am. Oh, I'd have known you anywhere, Miss Becky.
What do you mean?
Oh, I mean, you look so much like your mother. Well, even prettier.
Oh, Mr. Warren. Mother's much prettier than I am.
Many a fight started with words like that. Come on, get in the boat.
Hello, Ching. We got jelly pie for dinner.
I'm not cooking.
No, he's not.
Junior!
Yes, Miss Becky.
You remember Junior Douglas, Mama?
Oh, of course. How's college?
Valedictorian, 95.
Oh, congratulations. Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Douglas, we will see you at the party, of course.
Oh, delighted.
Well, it'll be pretty hard to keep young men away.
Yes, sir.
Drago?
Yes, boss. Baggage all loaded.
G.W. You remember young Junior?
Oh, yes. Like father, like son.
Oh, Mr. McClintock.
I don't think he meant that in a good way.
I'm being presumptuous and asking for the honor of calling on Miss Rebecca.
Well, there she is. Ask her yourself.
Well, thank you, sir.
Gene, now I'm going to get fired. Get up out of here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Oh, God.
Have you no manners? See you at the party, Junior!
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Like father, like son.
What did he mean, Matthew?
Not a good thing, anyway.
Come on, Gene. Grab her.
But it's going to be the young lad. He's going to be the one that's going to take Becky's hand. I think they're going to become an item. Let's see it written in the stars.
Well, you're doing a good job, Miss McClintock. Thank you, Miss Flora. Dad, when you're finished there, go over and help Drago with the beer kegs.
Yes, Mom.
Deb, could you come and help me a minute? I certainly was surprised to hear you went to college.
Why?
I don't know. Junior says Purdue's a good college for a backwater place like Indiana.
Well, he did indeed.
Oh, could you do this? I can't reach it.
Doesn't he look a little bit like Chris O'Donnell, who played Robin in Batman
Lack of
Forever?
funds. My father got sick, and he had to come out west. So he took out a homestead.
You know, your mom's sure cute. It's too bad you didn't inherit her eyes.
Well, you'd been lucky if you'd inherited a few things from your father.
Oh, really? For instance?
There's common sense, for instance.
Common sense?
Yeah. You don't see him being fooled by
Flash
some dude
first,
like
all
Junior
the
Douglas.
makeup of falling in
Junior's
love.
not a dude.
Oh.
He's nifty. This needs a woman's touch. And besides, he got a letter at college.
She's starting to sound a little bit like her mother now.
Glee club?
Very strenuous.
Don't you dare hug me!
I have no intention of hugging you.
It's only catching you when you were falling. Well, they're getting off to a good start then. Smile tells a lot. Yeah, a bit of meat on that. Well, there was. Jealous much, Catherine? And wait till we see now. Becky will see Devon dancing with some young lady. And,
Ladies all look lovely, Catherine. You know, this is a real fine party.
Oh, thank you, Ben. Of course, we had to invite everybody. Just everybody.
Including the cook.
Sorry, GW, but this one's mine.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Warren. I guess I'll have to be a good host in my own home.
Well, the next one's yours, Mr. Mclintock.
Thank you.
Drago, go and do what I told you to do.
Oh, Katie.
Catherine, and do as you're told.
Oh, Drago, do this. Drago, do that.
People, people, people.
This Douglas feller.
Drago.
Yes, ma'am. Matt Douglas Jr. is going to bring you folks some of the latest Terpsichorean dance steps, brand new, brought by him directly from New York City. All right, Mr. Fiddler.
What the hell is that called? I could do that. I can't dance at all, but I could do that. Oh, is he gonna bring on Becky? There we go, and now Devon will come on with a different lady.
Give me a whiskey. What?
He's not happy to see Junior with his daughter.
Well, I can take care of that, Chick.
Why don't you give her a dance?
Indian.
And you still got any ideas about asking my sister to dance? Get up and we can do this all over again.
Yes! That's enough. You fought it. It's all over. Quit butting in, Birnbaum. He's a hired man, not your son. Look, you fought him fair and square.
I don't think it was so fair and square. Well, you want to take up where he left off? If I did, you wouldn't find it so easy.
Challenge extended. Challenge is accepted.
Just as soon as we're out of sight of the party. The lesson I learned back home, don't fight in front of women. Well, we're out of sight now, so we are.
Ooh. Oh no.
Such vulgarity. Someone should do something about it.
You're right. Absolutely right.
Gentlemen, stop it. He's just watching. Oh god, okay, I think that's enough. Oh, lads, come on. For his own good.
Mr. McClintock.
Pretty fancy fighting for a country boy.
2 years at Purdue, Mr. McClintock, on the boxing team.
I never thought any farmer could whip me.
You sure did.
Better get him
took a
cleaned
while.
up. Get him some water, Jake.
Yep.
Your man looks like Max Valander with the glasses on. Strangely.
Get yourself cleaned up. Go ask that girl for a dance.
Who? Oh!
Did I miss one?
Where is he?
Oh, Drago, Jesus, man, what's wrong with you?
Where is that farmer boy? Where is he? Where is he, G.W.? Oh, so you're the young farmer boy that whipped my nephew. Well, I'm Fauntleroy Sage, young Ben's uncle.
Well, I'm no farmer, but if you're young Ben's uncle, yes, I whipped him. And you're intruding.
What's intruding mean?
Butting in.
Oh, so he's insulting me. Well, then I got another reason for walloping him. Besides, on account of him thrashing my nephew, young Ben.
If you'd saw the fight.
You can't get mixed up in these youngsters' quarrel.
Family honor. I can't have said a farmer whipped a sage.
You're twice his size.
Don't let that bother you, Mr. McClintock. Mr. Fauntleroy insists. I'll just have to teach him the same lesson.
Oh, shit. If at this moment Dev knew, he fucked up. That's the Terminator? Oh my god! Jeez.
Sorry, young feller. Hate to have to do that, young fella. No hard feelings.
Not yet.
Oh man, let it go.
Not yet what?
I mean, that isn't all.
Now, wait a minute. Fauntleroy, we're gonna make this a fair fight.
Of course we are. Of course we are, G.W.
There'll be none of this.
I wouldn't do that, G.W.
You wouldn't do...
No, I wouldn't do that.
And Dev, I don't want you kicking Fauntleroy in the knee.
He didn't do no such thing.
And none of this nose twisting. He's all yours.
Still not gonna do anything. Jesus. This guy is the Terminator.
Where are my glasses? You all right, young feller?
Ouch! I'm all right. This Indian agent will stop stepping all over me.
I beg your pardon. G.W. You're just funning me. But I want you to know that boy fought me a fair fight.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Fauntleroy.
Here's my uncle. Fauntleroy, what have you been doing? I hope my uncle didn't bother anybody.
No bother.
I think we'd better join the ladies
The board
before
of
they
black
get
eyes.
curious. Drago.
Fauntleroy, let's line them all up for a dosey-do.
Jake, you think tincture of arnica would help?
Could be. Used to help you.
All three of them have black eyes.
Gentlemen, to the medicine cabinet.
Maybe they might bond over this. Yeah, she definitely still likes him.
Good morning, Drago.
Morning, Davy.
You seen Daddy?
You fell early this morning with a scattergun over his arm. Went hunting.
Morning, Daddy.
Good afternoon. I'll get you out so early.
There's something I have to get straight in my mind.
Yeah? What?
Mama. Why'd you and Mama stop living together, Daddy? Why'd you separate? Aren't you going to answer me?
No.
is sort of my business, I think.
I don't.
Oh, dear.
Is it
Her
another
parents.
woman? Usually is.
At your age, you always know what's usual.
Is it Mrs. Warren?
Becky, I don't want to start laying the law down your first day back home. But I'll have no more such talk. First time I ever saw Mrs. Warren was last week.
Yeah,
She
long
has a job
after
here
they
which she's
separated.
very good. And I hope you'll have the good manners to not pry into other people's business. Your mother's and mine.
Pretty good shot, Daddy. Oh, I can understand your trouble. Mama's often so, well, so petulant.
Petulant?
I think you were a little bit as well,
Learned
Becky.
a lot of words back east, Becky. Wish to God they'd have taught you some meanings. You were only about 6 months old when your mother stayed alone with you in a sod hut under 8 foot of snow, while I moved the herd 300 miles south to try and save it. Saved about half of it. You were a little more than a year old at the time of the great Comanche raids. We stood off 500 Plains Indians for 9 days.
Wow.
Petulant, Becky? I think you better go on home. See that Ching gets those birds.
So she obviously showed a side of herself that, like, he respected. You know, so there's obviously another side to Catherine. Kind of like glimmers of it earlier. But most of what I've seen as an audience member is just her being quite, I would say, petulant and almost like this is below me.
Becky!
Maybe she fears going back to that.
Come here.
I don't know, it's so thing what people do, bring her back those old memories.
There's something I ought to tell you. Guess now's as good a time as any. You're gonna have every young buck west of the Missouri around here trying to marry you. Mostly because you're a handsome filly. But partly because I own everything in this country from here to there.
Best of both
They'll
worlds.
think you're gonna inherit it. Well, you're not.
Whoa.
You're gonna leave most of it to, well, to the nation, really. For a park. Where no lumberman will cut down all the trees for houses.
Couldn't you give her
with
some of
leafy
it,
roofs. Nobody will kill all the beaver for hats for dudes, nor murder the buffalo for robes. What I'm gonna give you is a 500 cow spread on the upper Green River. Now, that may not seem like much. It's more than we had, your mother and I. Some folks are gonna say I'm doing all this so I can sit up in the hereafter and look down on a park named after me. Or that I was disappointed in you. Didn't want you to get all that money. But the real reason, Becky, is because I love you. And I want you and some young man to have what I had. Because all the gold in the United States Treasury and all the harp music in heaven can't equal what happens between a man and a woman with all that growing together.
So, does he want it to be honest that someone takes her from her,
I can't
not just for
explain
the
it any
land?
better than that.
Like, that's just legitimate, genuine love there. That's the foundation of it.
All right, Daddy.
Becky. When you're as old as I am, you'll thank me for this.
Daddy, I'm full grown. I wasn't worrying about me. I was thinking about you and Mama.
See, another side to hers, though. There's layers to both Catherine and Becky. Seeing her different kind of sides to their personalities. Yeah, he's looking on longingly.
Oh.
Just take over for him.
Well, sir, all three of them fell right out of the carriage.
Well, it's getting rather late, Becky. It's bedtime.
Oh, Mother. He brought this. He must have intended to use it.
Oh, well.
Sing us a song.
Well, if you really want me to. Gosh, I haven't played in a
That he
while.
was waiting for to ask that.
Sure.
It's the rage now.
Oh.
Oh.
Dev, what are you doing?
Oh. I just thought I'd get another cigar.
Took you that long to
You
get
got one
it?
in your mouth and two burning in the tray. Not move. Fellas want me to play all the time. You're cuter than a baby steer, and softer than a mouse's ear. I want the whole wide world to hear. You're just right for me. You're sweeter than...
Oh, no, not that, Richard.
He's
Junior. Do it the way
absolutely
you do it
dying.
in the plaza. I know the words.
Sure, Becky. Will you sing with me?
Of course.
All right.
Banjo.
I love a man who's witty and smart and clever.
It's your move. Oh.
Oh, Deb, you're playing like an amateur. Let's call it an evening. I'd like to know where your mind is tonight. You're sweeter
It's your daughter.
the early spring, or bluebells when they start to... Pretty good. Voice like her father. Feel like a king. You're just right for me. Sweeter than honey, finer than wine. I'm sure they found you on that honeysuckle vine. I would melt in your embrace.
You disappear without a trace.
To die like this is no disgrace.
This is the time.
This is the place for you.
Just
Right for me. Well, that's so good, I kind of hate to break this up. But if we're going to have that Indian hearing tomorrow morning... sir, about our conversation earlier this evening, I believe I'd better apologize. Yeah? Yes, sir, I've been thinking it over, and when I called you reactionary, well, that's merely my generation's term for your generation. Nothing personal, sir. Oh, really? Well, good night, sir. Good night, Miss Mclintock.
Good night, and do come again.
Good night, Drago. Night.
Boss, what does reactionary mean?
Me, I guess. He says that anyone that wanted to sell at a profit was a reactionary.
Was we reactionaries back in them days when you was selling beef cattle for 6 cents a pound on the hoof?
Well, no use arguing with him. College boy.
I was thinking Jaws. Well, it proves one thing, Mr. Hooper. It proves that you wealthy college boys don't have the education enough to admit when you're wrong. And then Hooper with the classic.
Devlin Warren, if you was my kind of man, you wouldn't let some dude walk off with the prettiest girl west of Denver without putting up some kind of fight.
Does it show? Well, what can I do? I'm just one of her father's employees. I'm just a hired hand around here.
Every so often, Dev, you spill the strangest ideas. Everybody works for somebody. Me, I work for everybody in these United States that steps into a butcher's shop for a T-bone steak. And you work for me. There's not much difference.
Daddy, the most terrible thing just happened. Junior's horse ran away. The one he rented at the livery stable.
Tied up a rented horse by the reins. He's probably back in the stall by now.
I think we could get Junior something that he can ride.
What I'd rather do, Daddy, is drive Junior home in our barouche. It's a lovely evening, and I'm sure Uncle Drago wouldn't mind driving.
I would, and I got the kind of manners don't keep me from saying so, just to be polite.
I'll drive
He'll
home,
do it.
Mr. Mclintock.
Yeah.
And you don't have to come, Miss Becky. I'll see that he gets home safely.
I can take care of myself.
You got yourself a foot, didn't you?
Dev, get the carriage. Drago?
I'm going with them.
Now you got me.
Yeah, and then when Dev and is coming back with Becky, they're going to have a talk.
and feel like a king. You're just right for me.
Miss Becky, somebody better help me watch the road. You know, I'm new around here. Might take the wrong turn off.
Devlin Warren, you know there isn't a turnoff between here and town. You disappear without a trace.
To die like this is no disgrace.
This is time.
This is the
Yeah.
Devlin Warren, what are you trying to do? Kill us?
Rather have your friend drive?
Yeah! Daddy, I have never been so humiliated in my entire life.
I said what I said, and I'll stand by it to the death.
Shoot him, Daddy. Shoot him at once.
Shoot him.
Why?
My honor is at stake.
Well, now, Your Honor.
Absolutely. He impugned my honor.
Impugned? What does that mean?
Slander. He slandered my honor.
He did?
I said what I said, and I'll stand by it to the death.
He admits it, see? Shoot him.
Well, what is he admitting to?
Why, he called me a... I won't even repeat the word.
I didn't necessarily call you anything, but I said what I said, and I'll stand by it to the death.
Well, just for the tally books,
Tim,
what
no.
did you
Yeah.
say?
I said that any girl who would permit a man to kiss her before they're formally engaged is a trollop.
He said it again. Shoot him.
Now, hold on.
No, don't hold on. If you're my father, if you
God,
love
what were they thinking of people today?
Well, I'm your father, and I sure love you. So?
Oh my God, what the?
Oh, you shot him. You really shot him. Hey! He dies.
If he dies, he'll be the first man ever killed with a blank cartridge. We use this to start the races on the fort.
Holy crap.
Hey! I'm on fire!
Oh, you poor dear.
Poor dear. You'd have had me shot in cold blood.
But it didn't happen.
Yelling I insulted you and all. What you need is a good spanking.
Deb! Daddy!
Leave me out of this.
I think I'll give
It
you
was like the film just turned to different tone all of a sudden.
You'll think next time before you have someone shot. And this kicking and yelling isn't gonna help you.
Jesus. Oh. Freaking hell. You'd shove a thing for the cold. But what I was saying was, like, I thought first he shot him. I was like, what has happened to this film? Like, it's kind of a light comedy western.
What happened? He spanked me.
You spanked my daughter?
Dev.
You mean you stood there while that brute beat our daughter? G.W., what's happened to you in the last 2 years?
Better part of valor, son.
Oh, isn't it enough that you've always treated me like a squaw without subjecting dear, sweet Becky to this crude, vulgar way of
Catherine,
life?
you women are always raising hell about one thing when it's something else you're really sore about.
Oh.
Don't you think it's about time you told me what put the burr under your saddle about me?
I don't intend to stand here and hold a midnight conversation with an intoxicated man.
Is he intoxicated?
And I am not intoxicated.
Yeah, I don't think he is.
Yet.
Look at that. No.
Hello, Governor! Hello, Governor!
Chief, Puma?
Yes, Sergeant. Big Mclintock, we know you get us fair judgment.
You gentlemen, follow me.
Well, Jake?
GW?
Well, GW, it's been a long time.
Not long enough. Cuthbert.
Your husband is a rude man.
Yes, Cuthbert, I know.
Jeez.
Where
She
you
fancies
with
him,
the
does she?
Indians, Mr. Mclintock?
Mr. Mclintock is not running this hearing.
Is he
Sergeant,
not?
seat those Indians.
Yes. Gentlemen, be seated. You know, the whole tribe here want to come into town.
Proceed, Lieutenant.
This hearing is now in session. Governor Cuthbert Humphreys presiding.
Good luck, Daddy.
Afraid it's a packed court.
Government Edict number 826. Has ordered that the Comanche Nation be transferred from their present reservation to Fort Sill. It is the government's claim, as filed by Indian Agent Agard, that these chiefs, after being released from prison by a kindly government, did then rouse and incite defiance among the tribe against said order. It seems, gentlemen, that although some of these chiefs speak English, Chief Puma is quite at home in our language, they have chosen Mr. Mclintock to be their spokesman.
I speak for the Comanche. Or rather, I offer this translation.
Proceed, Mr. Mclintock.
The Comanche say, we are an old people and a proud people. When the white man first came among us, we were as many as the grass is of the prairie. Now we are few, but we are still proud. For if a man loses pride in manhood, he is nothing. You tell us now that if we will let you send us away to this place called Fort Sill, you will feed us and care for us. Let us tell you this. It is a Comanche law that no chief ever eats unless first he sees that the pots are full of meat in the lodges of the widows and orphans. It is the Comanche way of life. This that the white man calls charity is a fine thing for widows and orphans, but no warrior can accept it. For if he does, he is no longer a man. And when he is no longer a man, he is nothing, and better off dead. You say to the Comanche, you are widows and orphans. You are not men. And we, the Comanche, say we would rather be dead. It will not be a remembered fight when you kill us, because we are few now and have few weapons. But we will fight, and we will die Comanche.
And you could kill some of them as well, in the process.
Thank you, Big Mclintock.
Am I to gather that Comanche defy the government of the United States?
It would seem so.
Yes, you may gather that the Comanche defy the United States government, or at least this commission.
Gentlemen, it is the order of this court that these chiefs be incarcerated until such time as the detachment of United States cavalry be made available to escort them and the Comanche Nation to Fort Sill. This court is adjourned.
Oh, Mclintock, you are important chief amongst these white people. Sway them. Have them give us few guns to make the fight worthwhile. Let us have one last remembered fight for end of Comanche.
I almost wish I could arrange that, Puma. Ahalani cha.
Ahalani cha.
So what, they're just left as sitting ducks?
Sergeant. Yes. Let God carry on. Gentlemen.
It's sad, these changing times.
It isn't the times that are changing, Mama.
What's the people?
Hello, Lem.
Did he just rob that?
Bunny?
Oh, howdy, Mclintock.
Hi, Mclintock. I'm just standing here doing nothing.
I've been doing some thinking, drinking, Bunny. Is that boxcar still on the siding?
Well, sure, but...
But what?
I don't like it.
You don't, eh?
You figure if them Indians get out of there and lead the cavalry on a wild goose chase, that great white father's going to get nosy.
Get nosy, and he'll investigate. And when they find out how that side-saddle governor's been messing things up, they'll give those Indians a fair trial.
That's live ammunition in that boxcar. You know what'll happen if them Indians get some guns in their hands? Somebody's going to get hurt.
Is Puma's word good enough for you?
Well, I don't...
So you will provide him with some ammunition.
Leave me out of this.
Hey, Mclintock.
Armed firearms as well.
Good night, Bunny. Good night, Governor.
Katie with her.
Okay, I think he's definitely intoxicated now. Unlike the other night.
Sweet as the roses on a summer air. I'll find her somewhere.
Oh, she's like, I'm gonna have a go at him now.
I and tell her that I love her, and I'll love her till I die. Katie Gilhooly.
Even if he's intoxicated, that's a good aim. A good throw.
Catherine Gilhooly Mclintock.
Oh, she's happy. I thought she'd be pissed off.
Mr. Mclintock.
Oh, there you are.
Oh.
Mrs. Warren. Oh, good evening.
I waited up for you, Mr. Mclintock.
Oh, how nice.
I want to talk to you
God,
about
she was
something.
going to like finally drop the act or whatever she's doing, the thing against him.
I beg your pardon?
309 times straight without a miss. Gotta be a record.
I suppose so. Now, Mr. Mclintock, what I wanted to
2
say...
pound Stetson, 6-inch brim, 53 feet in the air. It's gotta be a record.
I'm sure it is, but the reason I waited up...
Dammit, woman, can't you hold that glass still?
Of course, sir.
Now, down the hatch to my world's record. Down the hatch.
Yes, sir.
And now, to the governor of our territory.
The governor of the territory, sir?
Now, don't you stick up for him, Mrs. Warren. You're a fine woman, Mrs. Warren. But you'll certainly go down in my estimation if you stick up for Cuthbert H. Humphrey, governor of this territory.
Don't mean to
Down
change...
the hatch.
God, he's gonna make her drunk now. Intoxicated.
Cuthbert H. Humphrey, governor of our territory, is a cull. You know what a cull is, man? A cull is a specimen that is so worthless that you have to cut him out of the herd. Now, if all the people in the world were put in one herd, Cuthbert is the one I would throw my rope at. At whom I would throw my rope at. Natural-born cull. Another touch, ma'am?
Oh, no, sir, no. Well, I don't mind if I do.
Oh, she's got a taste for it now.
Oh, I didn't mean to be vulgar.
She's gonna be
man. Can't
intoxicated,
walk
I'm telling you.
one limb.
It's all right.
Sounds silly. Only a bird can walk on a limb. You know my wife? Her name's Kate. She insists on being called Catherine. Do you know her?
Of course, Mr. McLean.
Vaguely.
And that's what I wanted to talk
Well,
to you.
she thinks that Cuthbert H. Humphrey is panting for her like a bull buffalo at the first green up of spring. But what Cuthbert is panting for is my money. Don't make me feel like I'm drinking alone, ma'am.
Very well, Mr. McClintock, if you insist. Down the hatch!
Ooh. Oh. Jeez.
Mr. McClintock, I have something very important to say to you.
I
Very
can't
important.
remember what it is now.
Guess it'll have to wait till the morning.
We'll remember it in the morning now.
Toodle. Oh, it's all right. It's all right. Betty, bye-bye. Whoops. Oh.
Mrs. Warren. Let me assist you.
Oh, Catherine will come back out and have a look at this now, and she'll see him help him escort her up the stairs when both of them drunk. Two things she will not be pleased about at all. Falling backwards down the stairs. Oh god. Oh god.
What's going on here?
Now, Catherine, are you going to believe what you see or what I tell you?
Mrs. Mclintock, hope you won't misunderstand.
It's the first 100 women sitting on his lap that I misunderstood. Number 101 is quite simple. Now, G.W. Mclintock, I have some... He's gone to sleep. Just when I know exactly what I want to say to him, he goes to sleep.
She doesn't get satisfaction.
I waited up to talk to Mr. Mclintock. I wanted to tell him I was quitting. You see, Sheriff Lord has asked me to marry him, and...
Oh, congratulations. I don't want to seem prudish, but if you are going to marry Sheriff Lord, it seems to me that you're sitting on the wrong man's lap. Come on, I'll help you upstairs and we'll have a long talk about men in general.
Ladies, one moment.
Oh!
Watch out, you'll get us all killed.
Oh!
What?
Wait a minute, ladies.
I think that stairs is becoming an obstacle at this stage.
Get you up those stairs as sure as my name is George Washington McClintock.
Oh. Oh, she got his head as well. It's sleep it off, George.
You may be quitting, Mrs. Wallace, Mrs. Ward, but not tomorrow. I want my breakfast in bed. I want to know.
I know, toast, lightly brown.
Somebody sure put a knob on my skull.
Here's Katie. Speaking.
Katie, why?
There Mrs. Warren was there.
Oh.
And there you was there.
Oh.
And there that whiskey bottle was there.
Oh.
And Katie's temper being what Katie's temper is, well, there you are.
Drago, old friend.
Huh?
My wife does not understand me.
Why should you be any different than any other man? Come on, I gotta
Do you understand her, though?
get you ready for
I
that
think either of you
big
understand each other. For God's sake. Just let him lie down, sleep there for the night. Seriously, he's not going to get up those stairs.
Drago, I am sleeping in the den.
Yeah. Mclintock's 4th of July rodeo. Hey, don't scare the donkey.
He's got no respect for your elders. Galloway! Kill him! Hope you get the measles!
Come on, get him aboard. Is everybody ready?
Man in number 5 needs a flank cinch.
Get him one. Let us know when you're ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present to you the governor of our territory, Cuthbert H. Humphreys.
Thank you, Mayor. My friends,
and citizens of this great territory, this is the 9th consecutive year. It has been my privilege and my pleasure to inaugurate the Mclintock 4th of July celebration. Now, the first event will be the wild horse race. But before I fire this shot to start the event, I would like to say a few modest words regarding my stewardship of this great territory.
I think the Irons are fine with that. Get the race going. Jesus. Or, I guess it's not a race, it's a rodeo. Should stay on. Wild horses. Must be some bad injuries to get to the rodeo. Don't think about it. Like. And with that many horses around, you could be trampled on one by accident as well. Like. There's the groom and bride to be. Oh, it's your man, the guy who Dev beat up.
All right, Professor Birnbaum.
Gentlemen.
Sheriff, there's your horse. Come on, get him on line up. Come here, King. Now, boys, you all know the rules. It's twice around the inside, once around the outside. First cowboy that hits that finish line without busting that egg is the winner. And I caution you boys about some of them eggs, because some of them eggs are last year's holdovers. All right, mount up.
How will you be able to tell who's the last one that hasn't crushed the egg in the mouth?
Catherine, my dear, you seem to be enjoying yourself.
Oh, yes. This is wonderful. It's the only thing I really do enjoy about this barbaric country, the 4th of July celebration.
Well, Catherine, I've been here for 3 days. I haven't heard from you. Is anything wrong?
Wrong?
Well, I just hope that it hasn't been necessary for you to say anything to G.W.
What are you talking about?
I guess he thought there might be something between them, but she doesn't see that.
Rather delicate position, being governor of the territory and all. I just hope you haven't found it necessary to say anything about...
About what?
About you and me.
Why, you pompous windbag. Do you think that you're the only man who's ever tried to play patty fingers with me? Who's ever tried to lure me into the moonlight?
Well, no, but I...
Well, I'm a big girl and I can take care of myself. My husband knows it. I can assure you, Governor, that your reputation is untarnished. Now get out of my way.
Probably did you a favour as well, because if George heard you saying stuff like that, you'd be getting more than a couple of bucks. Well, have a good day, sir. Man, Curly. Oh. Just swallowed it.
Give me the egg.
Oh my god.
Disqualified.
What? Oh.
You'll never believe what happened over there.
What?
You smell of beer.
Well, naturally, I'm drinking beer.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next event will be a contest between the two bronco-busting champions of our territory.
Remember the year I rode in that event? Wore your garters to hold up my sleeves? We had a bet, and I won it.
George Washington Mclintock, you are a very crude man.
Well, I guess so, but that was a rough horse, like to jarred my insides loose. But it was worth it.
She kind of liked that. lot of guns.
One, two, three, go!
Jeez, watch the horse. Jeez.
Damn, Deb, are you all right?
I guess so. Nothing busted but my pride.
Well, that ought to even things up,
Mm.
Farmer.
For what?
Well, that
Fight.
sore nose you gave me the other day.
Well, that ain't what's sore on him.
Yeah. So I'm really confused here. Like, are they gonna start threatening everyone in the district?
Closing event is the cow pony race. The finish line is at the barbecue. So start meandering. Come on. Now what is that, false courage? Why, you know a Douglas doesn't ever use a thing like that. I want you to get on that horse, get out in front, and stay out in front.
I'll be out front, Dad. All the way.
Good boy. Now remember, stay out in front. That Agamemnon's a good horse.
Do you really think he's in a position to do this? Not gonna end well. Is Devon in it as well? He is. Holy shit! I told you he's not in a fit to do this. Considering he's drunk, he's doing well to even stay on this long. No. Holy mother of mercy.
Whose idea was this stunt?
God doggone it, I'm a real book.
Oh god. Holy god. Why did they supply him with these? So what, to get the battle going? It's cavalry. This is the honourable way for them, isn't that what kind of they alluded to?
Finally got his way, but I reckon he's riding out his last war party.
He won't get very far.
But one thing still has me puzzled. Where did they get the guns?
I was wondering the same thing.
My kidney's been bothering me.
Funny.
GW.
Oh my god.
What an idiotic joke.
Reminds me of Harry in Home Alone.
Oh, shut
everybody.
Why the hell are you dressed like a chicken?
You look good in feathers.
Oh, there's the two in here.
Dev, I think they've gone.
Yeah.
What are you going to do about it?
What can I do?
Nothing. Just like you've always done.
How long, GW?
How long what?
Catherine.
She's been riding herd on you for 2 years now.
I'm a peaceable man. But my father used to say, you raise your voice, it doesn't do any good. It's time to raise your hand.
Well, I think better to do something about it all. I'll have another talk with her.
Don't think that's a good advice.
Talk to her. Talking won't do any good.
Becky, have you seen your... What's been happening around here? You've got hay all over you.
As does
There's
Devin.
some mighty sneaky goings on here during that raid, Mr. Mclintock.
Who was it said only a trollop could kiss a man before they were formally engaged?
Well, we are engaged, sir.
You are?
That is, with your permission.
Well, you've got it. Oh, Mrs. Warren?
I think it's
It's
wonderful.
weird. I thought Mrs. Warren was going to end up with
I guess
Mclintock
this
at the
is
beginning.
only engagement that ever started off of a spanking.
I reckon Birnbaum is right.
All right.
What? Give Catherine a spanking?
Bless us, this is going to be a great day.
I mean, that'd be a lot better than punching her in the face, obviously. Like, so he said that first, like, they hit her, and I was like, what are you talking about?
Let's go. You contestants get ready for the cow pony race.
Who is it?
It's me. Let me in.
Not now.
Oh,
Are you insane?
I want to talk to you.
It'll have to wait.
holy shit.
I've taken all I'm going to take from you.
You are insane.
You are going to tell me why you packed up, picked up, and walked out on me.
2 years ago, you remember, you came home from Denver with lipstick all over your...
Oh, God. Jeez.
Lipstick on my collar.
I've got the shirt to prove it.
Who cares?
Why, you big...
Well, if you were cheating on her, then, like, and her leaving you.
GW, you are a ruffian.
Cuthbert, you are right.
I thought he was gonna punch you. Oh, I ruined the food, man. Oh.
Well, what kind of a family is that?
The best.
And dangerous, Ron.
Man, oh, what happened? And you're the woman that you were. Oh no, that's the older guy with the glasses. I thought it was the young fella, the guy who had been courting Becky earlier. Jeez, it's like a mob after her. Obviously played for laughs. But to be fair to her, like, I mean, if he was kissing other women, like, you know, do you blame her for being pissed off?
I regret to inform you I've changed my mind about matrimony.
Because it is. I think he's gonna fall off into the bridge, off the bridge. Oh God!
Mr. McClintock! Catherine!
He's taking your advice. That ain't gonna help you. Help your cause. Jesus. I guess they gotta get it out of their system, don't they? For reconciling. A lot of physical gags, comical gags in this. Oh my god. Just destroying his establishment as well. Oh god. Oh god. Jesus.
Oh, Mrs. Mclintock, you're all wet.
This is like the showdown. Oh jeez. Wow. Imagine it presented like a showdown, like, you know, like a duel. He's like a man possessed now. He's just like, I am attaining this.
Mr. McClintock! In here!
Oh my god! Jeez! And all for nothing because she's caught me.
If I ever get through this humiliation, you'll rue the day you ever met me.
Oh, bellyache, fight all you want. It won't do you any good. You've been digging those burrs into me for 2 years. Now you're gonna get your comeuppance.
Oh god! Ah!
My father would be proud of you.
The hand would surely be. That's gonna hurt. The numb backside.
Keep it. You may need it. Now get your divorce. Home. Don't spare the horse. Home. You heard me.
Don't think you're going to get rid of me that easy.
Yeah.
Sheesh, she's fast, isn't she? Seems she's like extremely injured posterior. She's doing well to catch up. Oh god, set her up on it.
No more living in the capital?
No.
No more Newport in season?
Nope.
No more dancing at the governor's ball?
No, GW.
Happy day!
Said you needed to get it out of the system.
310 times without a miss. That's a record.
Right, so that was that was Mclintock, and you know, for what it was, like, look, I'm not going to compare it to like Wayne's really strong westerns, like Red River or The Shootist or The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance or the John Ford Cavalry trilogy. Like they're a different level for me of westerns. But this, again, it was a comedy, so you had to take it in a different way. But I thought Wayne worked in that kind of comedy role, you know, because he does bring, there's always a little bit of humor to a lot of his westerns, but obviously this was primarily a humor to it. So like, I liked the physical gags. I thought that fight at the pit where they all start rolling down, I thought that stuff was good. I thought the chase scene, to be honest, as like, I obviously the spanking wouldn't fly today, but the whole chase scene into that, I was into it. Like, you know, I was into it. The carriages were fun. You know, it was just lighthearted. You know, it was what it was. Kind of a little bit like, what was that one with Jane Fonda? Cat Ballou. Kind of a little bit like that. You know. To be honest, the stuff with the Native Americans, like that could have worked like if it was a more serious Western, like with them kind of not wanting to be uprooted. That whole storyline, like you could have, that to me could have been an interesting film in itself. But as I said, like I think Wayne, he works in that kind of no nonsense, rough and tumble kind of guy. You know, it's not a very subtle film, but it was fine. Like, you know, it was entertaining for what it was. I'm glad I watched it. You know, I said it was not the best John Wayne Western I've seen, but it was fun. You know, I thought again him and Maureen O'Hara had really good chemistry. I liked the actress who played Becky. I liked the actor who played Devon. The guy who played Gregor. So yeah, a lot of the kind of supporting characters were good as well. They played their part well. And as always, I love the setting, like all westerns. So yeah, all in all, it was a fun film. But guys, let me know in the comments your thoughts on Mclintock. Where would it rank among your favourite westerns? And of course, where would it rank among your favourite John Wayne Duke westerns? I'd love to hear the thoughts. But until next time, guys, slán go fóill.